Good morning everyone. Today we will continue our topic transportation. Now see this diagram. Here you can see that lungs after oxygenation pouring the oxygenated blood in LA. From LA it goes to LV. From LV to body parts. This whole process is the part of pulmonary circulation. Now from body parts it will go to the right auricle. This is going to be deoxygenated because after cellular respiration the blood becomes deoxygenated and it will go to RA. From RA it will go to RV and from RV it will again go to the lungs. So let us discuss the difference between pulmonary circulation and systematic circulation, which are the two types of double circulation. First, you see in pulmonary circulation the duration is short and the circulation occurs between the heart and lungs. Blood is pumped by right part of the heart and received by the left part. It pumps deoxygenated blood into lungs and it brings back oxygenated blood to the heart. Now let us discuss systematic circulation. It is of larger duration. The circulation occurs between heart and remaining part of the body except lungs. Blood is pumped by left part and received by right part. It pumps oxygenated blood to different parts of the body and brings back deoxygenated blood to the heart. Now you can see this diagram which is depicting the pulmonary and systematic circulation in detail. Here you can see that lungs after purification, that means after oxygenation of blood with the help of gaseous exchange, pouring this oxygenated blood to the pulmonary vein, bringing to the left auricle. From left auricle it is going to left ventricle, then with the help of aorta reaching to various parts of the body. From various parts of the body after gaseous exchange, this is again going to the vena cava. From vena cava are the group of veins. Now these vena cava, they are pouring this blood to right auricle. From right auricle it is going to right ventricle. From right ventricle it is going to pulmonary artery and going to the lungs. So in this way you see that heart receives the blood 2 times and pouring the blood 2 times. Now our next topic is circulation of blood in lower vertebrates. So far we have discussed about the higher organism. Now we will be discussing about the circulation of blood in lower vertebrates. You listen and you will see the picture. In lower organisms such as in fishes, heart has only 2 chambers, one auricle and one ventricle. The heart deals only with impure blood. Such a heart is called venous heart. Please do remember, the heart of fishes is called venous heart. The blood gets oxygenated when it is pumped to the gills. So, fishes have single circulation of blood. In frogs, which are the part of amphibians, now you can see the picture and connect with my words. In frogs, which are the part of amphibians, and many reptiles which are having the heart 3-chambered. It has 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. So a mixing of pure and impure blood takes place in these animals. They have poorly developed double circulation, and that is why these organisms, they are cold-blooded and they can't cope up with the changing environment, and that's why they go for the activity like hibernation and estivation. Okay, they can manage with some mixing of impure blood. Now let us talk about the higher vertebrates, which includes birds and mammals. Right and left side of the heart are completely separated, which prevent any chance of mixing of pure and impure blood. That's why these higher organisms are most efficient. So in birds and mammal, there is a perfect double circulation. That is, pulmonary and systematic ones. Okay, so this is about heart in different vertebrate animals.